Welcome back to the Guff Stuff Weekly Podcast. This is Guff, and I'm here with
Jaden.
All right, today we are going to be talking about what everybody is talking about.
The
Bethesda's
2024 presidential election.
No, Bethesda's new game Starfield.
Okay.
I don't know if you looked into it at all. I've watched a lot of it. And yes, there's always these people, the haters. The people like, don't trust the game before it's out. Blah, blah, blah,
$70.
Oh, that's just, yeah. That's pretty much standard for any game now.
Why?
You remember this game called No Man's Sky?
Yeah, actually.
Remember all the things they promised?
Yep.
Remember how much those never came true until like later down the road? And now it's a fairly popular game again. Well, Starfield is probably going to do everything that No Man's Sky promised, excluding the multiplayer, because I think Starfield is single player only, at least now. Yeah, it's just okay. So, what do you think of it? Anything? Have you heard anything on it at all? I probably shouldn't just go rambling on.
I'm doing first impressions right now.
Okay. Well, Xbox had their what do they call their yearly gaming thing? I don't remember. Whatever Xbox's yearly gaming thing was. And of course we watched it, and I think it was probably about an hour and a half long, if I recall correctly, the whole thing. But 40 minutes was dedicated to just that game.
Wow.
They said it's 25 years in the making, because it's been 25 years since they've made a new world. You know, that's excluding their Skyrim, their Fallout, Bethesda.
Did Bethesda do Dishonored?
Yes, Dishonored, there we go.
And some other
miscellaneous stuff. But this is their first new world from the ground up in 25 years. And 40 minutes, you got to listen to devs talk, you got to listen to their in-house testers, you got to listen to Todd Howard, which I can't believe he's still making games 40 years later. Yeah. I think Todd Howard will be around with Elder Scrolls like 12. Obviously you and I won't be, because that'll be 50, 60 years from now. I mean, you might be, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
But anyway, so yeah, you've got to look into it a little bit. Bethesda is promising. Well, not promising. The release date is December 6th of this year, which is not that far off. Which is one thing I've always kind of liked about Bethesda. They don't usually schedule things out 6 years ahead of time to get you hyped and then have to keep pushing them back. Okay.
So I want to talk about what I love about Bethesda games.
Let's start there.
So, since I know very little about
Starfield. Yep.
Just a quick impression from what I've looked at so far.
It's a good thing to start with.
I played the Outer Realms.
Yep, that's a good game.
That was very fun. That was Obsidian. Obsidian did Fallout New Vegas.
Yes.
Phenomenal game.
I would bet there's some... So, I'm not trying to cut you off, but I'm going to cut you off for a second.
Okay.
You could see some Outer World influence. So you know there's probably some Obsidian devs that got transferred over, or... Does Microsoft own Obsidian?
That I don't know.
Anyway, but there is definitely some influence. There's some No Man's Sky. There's some...
Outer Worlds?
Yeah, Outer Worlds. Some space engineers.
It looks a lot like the graphics look like kind of cyberpunk.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
But the face that I saw, that was a Bethesda face.
Yeah, no, but they also have the what the heck? The little dude that runs around and worships you.
Oh, followers?
No, the little fan. They have it in all their games.
Oh, the biggest fan?
Yeah, they have the biggest fan. They showed it in during the 40-minute.
From
I think it's Fallout had it.
Oblivion?
I think Skyrim had it, or Oblivion. Yep. I think Skyrim had it too.
He was in...
I can't think if there's a name for it. It's something fan, yeah. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, so basically, like we said, it's kind of a blend of 3 different games from what I've seen so far. The No Man's Sky aspect, I saw a guy digging in the ground with a laser. They claim thousands of worlds.
Yep. Not all of
So
them are inhabited. But
Is it
yeah.
procedurally generated?
Yes.
Interesting. That's a real like left curve from Bethesda.
Yeah, because what they were saying is you can still have fun with your friends, not in the game with each other, but you two can play the same game, go to the same world, and because the procedural generation is there, other than major cities or major hubs, everything will be different. So
Oh,
you go to the same
okay.
planet I find. I say, hey, I found tons of gold in this planet. You go
So
there.
it's pseudo procedurally generated.
Right.
So a game we talk a lot about on this podcast is Caves of Cud.
Yeah.
They do a similar thing where there's set spots that are
Right.
going to have set things,
Yeah.
but the rest of the world morphs and changes through every playthrough.
Right. Yeah.
I really like that design.
I do too. I think it gives you that familiarity when you go back to the game. You know where things are.
Mhm.
At least the base things you need to know. But then there's still everything's new again.
Yeah, it's the Wild West everywhere else. Okay. So let's talk about what we can expect because
Yep.
Bethesda game.
Well, I imagine I can see it already because of some of the playthrough. We will expect some weird physics,
Which is
which
a lot of
Bethesda
people.
almost has to have.
I would not if there was a flawless Bethesda game, it would not have that Bethesda charm.
Right. There's a
The
moment.
physics engines. You need
Yeah.
to be able to put a spoon or a bucket
Yeah.
on the top of a mountain, shoot lightning at it, and have it literally fly across the map. and kill somebody.
Exactly.
It's
Why
not
we're
a Bethesda
yeah.
game otherwise.
Yeah, while we were watching it, my daughter and I were like watching this, and she's like, "Well, you know what we're missing so far is the ragdoll effect. You know, the
Yeah,
Bethesda, the guy goes flying. Yeah, so we're sitting there, all of a sudden there's an explosion off the side of the screen. All of a sudden you see a body go.
Perfect.
It's like, okay, this
So,
is good.
so that's one of the big things I wanted to talk about with Bethesda games that I love is just the wacky. I hope there's a lot of Easter egg references to pop culture.
Oh boy, there's a lot of references. Even in the 40-minute video, I've watched it 2.5, 3 times ish, and there's just so much in there. It's so much. They're teaming up. Well, of course, they teamed up with Microsoft now, and so now all the hardware is being made by Microsoft. So now you have like a watch, you have a controller, maybe some glasses. I don't remember.
Like a virtual reality kind of deal.
I don't think the glasses are virtual reality. Oh no, maybe it's a storage. I don't remember,
So
but it's good hardware coming too.
the other thing I want to see is, from what I was reading, there's traits and perks.
Yes.
So I hope it's similar to character building from Fallout.
It looked a lot like
Because
that.
I like the character building in Fallout pretty much more than any other Bethesda game.
Yep. Yeah, they have through the. Now I'm just gonna go with what I know from watching the stuff. They have the traits and you can take these perks. Of course, with the perks, there's always a little bit of a negative, right? Like one of the perks is your parents are still alive, so every once in a while you'll get gifts from them or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But then every once in a while they need money,
Gotcha.
or you join a cult, and so you get these perks from this cult. But then you run into space raiders that absolutely hate that cult,
Yeah.
and then you have to fight them. And
So I hope we get stuff like Wacky Wasteland.
Oh,
which
I'm
is
sure.
one of my all-time favorite perks. Wacky Wasteland was really good. I always picked that for my first playthrough, no matter what. I didn't do it for my second playthrough.
right,
I like Bloody Mess. I hope we get something like that.
yeah, they didn't go over all the perks, but I think they said, I don't remember how many, but there was a lot. There was a lot of perks to choose from, and I don't remember if you could take as many as you wanted, but there's always negatives, all of them. So there's a bonus, but then there's that.
Interesting. So it's okay. That would be a little different than the Fallout system.
Right. Well, that's just from what they showed. Who knows?
The other thing I've always really liked
Mm-hmm.
is the karma system.
Yep.
Fallout did it really well. I think Fallout's the only one that does it
That could be. Yeah.
because Skyrim and Oblivion and
Yeah. No.
Morrowind
None
and
of those did
Daggerfall,
that. No.
like the NPCs remembered your choices and stuff.
Yep.
But there was no like overarching
Right.
karma system.
They said that.
Is it using special?
No, I don't. I don't think I seen special in there.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I don't recall
'Cause
seeing
if I
that.
can't alter my luck, I'm going to be very upset.
No, there's things that you can do. There's a lot of stats you can choose from,
Okay.
and a lot of stats you can put bonus in. That's where part of your perks come in. And then you can also take professions. So you could be a chef,
Okay.
which means You could be out traveling the universe, run into
the instances where that comes.
Yeah. Oh, hey, we need a chef. You want to make us up some food, or we need a hunter or a gatherer or whatever.
Like having certain thresholds for skills.
Right, but anything you do will definitely affect later on in the game. So if you do help this mob boss, space pirate guy, you make a good meal for him, potentially some other faction down the road is going to find out that you were being sweet with them, and it's going to be an issue.
So we talked a little about things we like about Bethesda games.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about something I don't like about Bethesda games. And that is, and I hope they fixed it. Fallout 4, it wasn't so bad.
Right.
But it still kind of had that issue. But if they could nail this one issue, they would be the perfect games. In my opinion.
Okay.
As you alter the world more and get more effects and pump more into the engine,
right,
and have all the DLC and get a higher level character, the game begins to get weird.
Yes.
And it not in a good way.
No.
Like, it crashes more frequently. I mean, that's one thing I don't love, is the crashing.
No, I don't.
And the bigger the save file, the bigger the problem.
Yeah, I had that on the PS3. That's why I bought Skyrim for the PC. Because I initially bought it for the PS3. That's just why I was a console gamer in Guam, and that's when I bought. Well, it wasn't Skyrim I bought, but other games I had bought. And I was also a PC gamer, but my PC games were MMOs, not first person. Yeah, anyway, PS3 played. I don't know how many hundreds of hours I got in, but then you get to this one spot, which everybody who ever owned a PS3 knows that if you play Skyrim too long, you can't play anymore because the save file gets wonky, and then it's just done. There's nothing you can do about it.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, it kind of pissed me off. So then I bought it for the PC, so I didn't have that issue anymore.
The PC just staves off the issue.
Yeah,
though.
yeah. Well, it just staves it off, right? It just there's less limitations on a PC as far as hardware goes than there is on a PlayStation or a Xbox. No, I agree. I hope they have it fixed because 1,000 worlds procedurally generated. You know, there's going to be somebody that's going to hit them all.
So I think the procedurally generated part might take burden off the engine. I don't claim to know how game engines work.
No, neither do I.
But I do know that if you procedurally generate and have a basic framework that you can modulate,
right,
is a lot better than going in and detailing every single detail.
Yeah.
Which is how they did Skyrim and how they did
New
Vegas and how they did Fallout 4. They went in and they put every freaking particle in place by hand.
Yeah, with the procedurally generated, there will be some... It's kind of like Minecraft in that aspect where you can just run for days in one direction and you're not really crashing anything. All you're doing is adding more to your world save. So I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I don't know. Okay, so yes, definitely if Bethesda fixes that, I don't know if they can fail on this game. If they do, I think the company itself has problems afterwards.
The other thing, I hope, is that this is like a personal thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like when storylines make you feel rushed.
Oh, right.
Like yeah, I can wait and do whatever, and the storyline's going to be there.
I think Fallout 3 did that for me. Is that where at the end you have to try to save the nuke from going off? And
yeah. Right,
okay. The problem is which I hated. I absolutely was so furious with that game when you got to the end, because I think that was the first Bethesda game I played that just ended. And you couldn't go back and play anymore.
Well,
now with New Vegas they fixed that.
No.
So
what happened was
New Vegas.
Brotherhood of Steel came out.
Oh yeah.
Fallout 3, and then it was an endless playthrough.
Okay, that's what it was. Yeah, I knew somebody fixed it, but
the only Bethesda game that came out that was not "quote unquote" endless playthrough, as far as like Fallout, Skyrim, open world stuff, was New Vegas.
Right. And
I've never talked at length about this on the podcast, but I am actually okay with that. New Vegas had to end. There was nowhere for the story to go after the battle of Hoover Dam.
Right. I don't like the idea that they make an open world and give you thousands of quests, and at the end they tie you into a series of 5 quests to make you finish the game. There's no way out. You just, once you're in it, and that's it.
Yeah, once you lock in, you're locked
in. Now, there are other games do that, but they also generally give you a warning. Hey.
Well, Fallout New Vegas, to be fair, did do that.
Okay.
Right before you go to the fight for Hoover Dam, it's like, okay, this is it. This
Fair
is the
enough.
point of no return.
It's been a long time, but
Cyberpunk did that too.
I never played Cyberpunk.
There's a point in Cyberpunk that you hit in the main storyline where it's like you are doing main storyline until the end of the game.
Right.
So.
Well, I don't think that's going to be an issue with this game because it's not meant to be.
So are we going to have the Skyrim Brotherhood quest line problem?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Where you can't finish every quest in the game?
Probably because I'm guessing with the way.
Because there's one quest that is unfinishable.
Yeah, I'm guessing we're probably gonna have some of those issues. But you know what? Again, that's a Bethesda thing. That's just how they work. Now, I don't like it, but going back to some of the things I do like, I like the procedurally generated. I like that each planet that they have crafted stuff on will be completely unique to themselves. You're not gonna have 25 identical Earth-like planets, where all of it's all lush and beautiful, perfectly groomed. That's just not going to happen. At least not to the stuff that we've seen. Obviously, we could hit some procedurally generated stuff that'll be similar like we do in No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
But that's okay, because then there's unique monsters, there's this and that, and yada, yada, yada. Every gun is customizable.
Yeah,
so this is like
that,
Call of Duty customization, but better.
Well, Fallout always did have good mods for the weapons and stuff.
But this is even more.
Okay.
And then there's the ship customization for me, and the planetary building, and then you get NPCs because you can customize your ship however you want. You could, it's hard to explain. You should go and watch the videos. That to me right there is just enough for me to want to play the game.
Personally, I could skip over the whole.
Yeah, well, I like that open world survival.
Yeah,
and I like base building.
I really hope they don't go mile wide, inch deep.
I don't think so.
My all-time wish for this game that would get me more excited than anything is if we had a cross. Honestly, Fallout New Vegas 2, please.
Yeah.
Oh,
there's a lot. That's what it's going to come down to. Honestly, in the end, I'm going to buy the game. I'm going to play it. I mean, I know that I'm already going to do it.
Yeah.
I don't generally pre-order games. In fact, I've kind of sworn off it. But being Bethesda, they have not let me down so far as purchasing a game and not getting it, I feel fairly comfortable putting my $70 down.
Wow. So I'm not pre-ordering.
No, I normally
we did a whole
wouldn't.
podcast on not pre-ordering.
Yeah, no, and normally I wouldn't because I've been burned a few times in the past by companies that I thought I could completely trust. But because I think this game is a make it or break it game for Bethesda as a company.
You think that they're going to...
I don't think they're going to screw this release up. I really don't. I don't think they're going to take the money and run. I don't think... Microsoft's on board for it too. And I think they put, another hour and a half video, 40 minutes into one game. I think they're throwing all their eggs in one basket.
Throwing all the chips in, betting all...
And if it fails, I'm willing to lose the $70 with them. That's fine.
Damn.
Well, you know what? How many hours have you enjoyed from Bethesda games?
A lot of hours.
So my loyalty there is there also.
Don't get me wrong. I am, by loose definition, a fanboy of Bethesda.
Right.
Mostly the Elder Scrolls.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Skyrim was great. Oblivion was great. Morrowind, if they would have kept that formula, could have been... If they would have kept the Morrowind formula, the way that the engine worked and all that, and kept it moving forward, it probably would have shirked off a lot of people and not have been as successful.
Right.
But I don't know. There's things I like about I wish it was that because then it's more distinctly different from the Fallout series.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Well, and you can take the pirate ships. You can just board them and go in and kill the pirates and take their ship.
Nice.
And then you can take that ship, you can take parts off it, put it on your ship, or you can just go sell it somewhere.
This is going to be a time sink.
It's going to be a grind.
There's going to be so much goddamn shit to do.
Yeah, it's
gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt.
Yeah, I think
that'll sit down and you get that quest log pull and you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's just gonna keep staying full. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't been excited about a game for a long time, and I was okay with it. before because but they didn't release any real information on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course there's other games like Star Citizen, and I've been playing No Man's Sky a lot. But if Bethesda can put all their weird quirks and their silliness into a game and have the features of other AAA titles out there, I'm in.
I mean, at its worst, let's assume at its worst, it's going to be basically Outer Realms.
Right.
Which was a fine game.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Also, it'll be like Outer Realms mixes No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
Like pre all the fixing.
Right.
That's its worst, right?
Yeah.
At its best, it's everything that they promised. And everything that you've talked about, and everything that we've hoped for.
Yeah, I'm sure I've missed plenty of stuff. I guess the other thing that I really enjoyed was the developers. When you listen to game developers, and I've listened to a lot of them over the years, tell me how great their games are going to be. You can kind of, once you've watched a few hundred of them or a few thousand of them, you kind of know the ones that are all in and the ones that aren't.
Yeah.
You know the fanboys of their own game and the ones that aren't.
Yeah. And
I kind of felt that way about No Man's Sky initially. Is the guy who was describing, you knew he was in the game, but there was just, the heart was shot because of whoever was giving him money.
Yeah, well, you could tell that in his interviews.
Yeah, you could. Yeah,
you
I mean, you could literally
his interviews. You can see he's like, because he doesn't want to say a whole lot about the game.
Right.
Yeah, he kind of goes Mark Hamill with Star Wars. On
yeah. And so
I actually don't blame that guy.
No, I don't either. No, because it's whoever's giving you the money. It's the same thing that happened with Blizzard. They went to Activision. Activision just like puts the gun to the head and says, "Hey,
put the game out.
You put the game out, or we're gonna, rip funding from you, and you're gonna release your game 20 years from now."
Yeah.
Anyway, I've yacked enough. I guess that's good enough for me. There's more to come. We're gonna probably make another podcast on this when more information's out because I'm excited. I don't get excited very often about games, but I'm excited about this one. I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is this time. So, anyway, until next time, my name is Guff.
See ya.